What's actually good, YouTube? It's your main man, the ItzKasuna here today. And today I'm going to be showing you guys my Katana build. But before we get into anything, let's show my intro. Alrighty, so first things first, we're just going to jump right into it. So for stats, you want to go with strength and a dexterity. I almost said agility because I'm a dual swords build. But you want to go with strength and dexterity. Strength because it gives you attack and critical damage is really good when stacked on top of short range damage and unsheathed attack. You guys come to see that later. And dexterity for attack, it's the secondary stat. If you're using a player craft katana, be sure to go with dexterity and then strength and not the latter, because with player craft katanas you typically reach a little bit over the soft cap for crit damage. But I'll talk about that a little bit more later when we get to the gear. So next up here, we have food buffs. You want max HP plus 3200. You can actually switch max HP out for strength or dexterity food buff. The reason why I use max HP is because I use multiple different builds, katana, dual swords, and tank. And this is just more helpful all around. Weapon attack 86. Critical rate 26, max MP 860, and attack MP recovery 30. Star gems, we're not rocking with much. Literally none of these star gems are necessary except for Mirage Evasion if you are lacking skill points, but that's also not necessary. You don't really need any star gems. So first and foremost, blade skills. You can go ahead and get Warcry. My build doesn't have it because I actually sacrificed it for ninja skills. But you'll come to see that that's not a huge sacrifice. People in parties carry it all the time. Shot skills. You want quick draw to be 10. And you also want decoy shot to be 10. Magic skills. You want impact level 7, so it's an instant cast. You know, same old thing. And finale level 1, so you can have the combo ender trick. Guard skills for if you want Mirage Evasion. Survival skills for more MP, although this isn't really much of a necessity anymore, given the nature of my build, but I'll get into that later. You want support skills so that you can get Brave Aura. Brave Aura increases your attack and your weapon attack, as far as I know, so your damage is going to be a lot higher. For katana skills, you'll want Tenryu Ransei. That's your bread and butter move right there. You'll want Zante level 1. You'll want Magadachi level 5. You can skip Garyu depending on your playstyle. A lot of people don't use Garyu. I use Garyu, so I have that at level 10 in my build. But if you want to save skill points, if you're short on those, go ahead and skip Garyu. Bushido, you'll want level 10. And Shukichi, you can have it level 1, but level 10 is optimal for attack MP recovery. You can skip Bouncing Blade, honestly. And two-handed, you'll want level 10. You also want Kairiki at level 10. For dual sword skills, a lot of people skip these for ninja skills recently. For dual sword skills though, I personally prefer Flash Blast over Warcry. It's not a bigger boost, it's just with my playstyle. I use evasion a lot, and I actually really do like the damage that Flash Blast does when you evade. And so I opted for this instead of Warcry. And then because you need dual sword skills for Godspeed anyway, I thought might as well get Flash Blast. It's only like 15 more skill points. Not only, but you know, it's 15 more skill points. For minstrel skills, okay, so this can be skipped altogether here. I got minstrel skills because there's a lot of different things that I do in my playstyle that just require a really fast combo opener. And one of the fastest combo openers in a game, other than Bouncing Blade, is Ad-Lib. And Ad-Lib, you don't need to be right next to your enemy to use it. And so I chose minstrel skills for this because I have a variation of my playstyle that requires Ad-Lib. So this is just a combo opener, and it's a 1 MP combo opener, and it's really fast. You can use it from any range. For halberd skills, you want Quick Aura level 10, Warcry Struggle level 5, and Godspeed Wield level 10. For assassin skills, a lot of people have Assassin Stab at level 10, and then they have, no, I think level 5. They have backstep at level 5. Then they have Sicarius at level 10. Now, that is a 20 skill point investment. And the only reason I don't have it is just because I don't have skill points. I'm actually planning on investing my skill points into this tree next. I think this is a better investment than Warcry if you had to choose, mainly because you get physical pierce and attack here, but I digress. Last but not least, ninja skills. A lot of people don't opt for the ninjutsu drills. I'm going to show you why I personally do, but to give you a gist, the ninjutsu drills, they raise the damage of your ninja skills, and you want the damage of your ninja skills to be as high as you can get it. Well, at least for my playstyle and my build, you want it to be as high as you can get it. As you may have seen in my Gravicept solo Untouchable, the card will be on the screen right here. I used a playstyle that required these to be at level 10 with Shuriken and Kunai. Smited Kunai is a lot of damage, and Shuriken is a lot of damage from a long range, and you don't need to approach anymore. You want ninjutsu at level 10 so that, again, the skill can do more damage and so it can have a little bit less cast speed. And you want ninjutsu spirit to be at level 10 so that you can get that juicy two-handed passive with Katana. For combos, a lot of these aren't necessary and they can be changed based on your needs, but the combos I rock with are Reflex, Flash Blast, Kairiki. That is my buff combo. For decoy, and you're gonna see this a lot, I tend to use Adlib, Kairiki, and then decoy shot. However, you can actually switch Kairiki out for cloning if you have a cloning scroll. One of my scrolls is a cloning scroll, so there's a lot of times where I do switch Kairiki out for cloning, and it is just as valid of a combo, and it eliminates the need to approach the boss so you can decoy. Another bit of a burst combo here is Impact, Thunder Release, and Finale as a combo ender. Thunder Release does around 2 million damage on my build, and it's not a crazy amount of damage, but it's a guaranteed crit, and you can Mirage Evasion during Thunder Release's cast speed, so it's a bit of a decent combo here, and it's just a lot of damage, you know, a lot of damage to just do randomly. But if you want a long range combo, you can just rock with Demon Wind Shuriken. Next combo is our Garyu combo. This is the exact same combo as Q's combo, Bouncing Blade, Garyu, and then it rebuffs Godspeed Wield and Kairiki. And our last combo here is just a Smite Xano combo. I was told that Xano doesn't count with Smite, but in my testing, it's done more damage when I use it in this Smited combo. But again, just take what I'm saying for a grain of salt, and also consider the idea that it may also not count in a combo. When it comes down to equipment, you have a lot of options here, and I'm going to be addressing all of that here. So a lot of people use player static katanas, and that is perfectly fine. If you are using a player static katana, please be sure to use a katana with I think I'll just show it on screen, the stats that you want for the katana. But if you're using NPC, this build is going to be flawless for you. If you're using player static katana, there's going to be a lot of things that you want to change. Particularly in the katana, you want to use, instead of Vulture, you want to use Tapler, and that'll be about the only change that you'll see for a bit. With armor, the Usamochi crystal, the Mochi, I'll just call it Mochi. The Mochi crystal is relatively new. I actually tested it versus Tapler on armor. It's better. It's not better by a decent amount, but you do see that increase a lot more in Demon Wind Shuriken and in Garyu. So it's overall better. There's literally no decrease in damage across the board whatsoever. It's nothing but gains. You get more MP, yada yada. Gemma, a lot of people use Dr. Pom Pom or Uveria instead of Gemma. The reason why I use Gemma is because you get, let me show you. You get Unsheath attack 7%, you get 6 flat critical damage, and you get 5% physical pierce. That overall is more of a boost than just 7% short range damage. Plus, you're getting short range damage from other gear in the build. You'll come to see. And then here you get 6% attack and 6% unsheath attack. So you're losing 6% unsheath attack if you use this over Tapler. But the thing is, you get 6% attack, which is going to more than make up for the 6% loss in unsheath attack. But I digress. For the additional gear, you want to use Lace Headdress. This is just a bit of a given for Katana since it's a dexterity class. It's attack 7%, unsheath attack 8%, and dex 6%. That's great for Katana. It's nothing but gains here, you know? And then the crystal choices here are Baphomet and Dark Lord. Baphomet because you get 6 short range damage, 6 long range damage, and 6 unsheath attack. And all 3 of those stats are beneficial for Katana. And then Dark Lord because you get attack 5% and short range damage 3%. And the attack speed is also helpful. So is the minus aggro if you're in a party. But the short range damage plus the attack 5% is more helpful than Tapler. Again, it's another situation where these boosts together are better than just 12% unsheath attack, which is why I choose this. For the talisman, you can use again, it's another case where you have multiple options. You can use a Machina Ring, you can use a Dark Talisman Power, or you can use a Muscle Talisman IV, or you can use a Dexterity Talisman IV. I use Dexterity because you get more attack with Dexterity, and then 500 MP. For crystals, I choose Agladaniels, and the main reason I choose Agladaniels instead of Spectre of Death is 6% attack and 8 critical damage is going to be more of a boost than 10% unsheath attack. And then for the secondary crystal, Tapler, you could actually switch this for Spectre of Death, but you'll be seeing a small damage loss. Won't be noticeable, just a small damage loss. For avatars, you want to go with anything that's attack MP recovery, attack, short range damage, or dexterity or strength. Any of those are really good for Katana stats. So here are the avatar stats for my build. And that'll be it for the gear. Post editing Kasuna here, and I want to address one thing. A lot of people criticize me for testing my damage at Altobo Pass. One of the main reasons why I choose Altobo Pass instead of, like, say a high defense boss is because with a boss like Altobo Pass where they have no defense, you can always benchmark your attack power accurately, and you always can see growth or loss or diminishing returns, things like that. With a high defense boss, it's much harder to notice any changes in your damage as you're focusing primarily on physical pierce to do damage there. With Katana, you have Sicarius for physical pierce 25%, and you can also use avatars or a Sand Bandit's mask with Alphenix. You have various ways of getting physical pierce for high defense bosses, but this particular build is just a general build. If you guys have any more questions about your gear, please be sure to ask me down in the comments below, and I can answer them to the best of my ability.